Perhaps these are a little quicker in this case, and a little longer than shorts, but I'm going to show real quick um, a more a longer version of why this kind of connector is actually kind of better than a lot of designs I've seen. Not again, not that I'm detracting from anybody else. I'm sure everybody else has many great designs better than me. So let me get into that here. So this is a drill rig ship. I built it sort of like a vertical ship, but it was before I really knew what I was doing. But it still looks kind of cool. Um, but let's go ahead and do a test here. So this is a sliding door. Again, this is a full block, right? So what'll happen here? Let's say instead of this offset door, I actually have a sliding door on this side as well, right? So same exact doors. Let's say I'm using sliding doors in all of my designs. This is the traditional sliding door, right? We're going to turn that merge block on. And then we're going to say, okay, I want to connect to this station or whatever this is, right? So line it up. It's going to click into place pretty rapidly. And there we go. Nope, not quite. Sometimes you need to go around or move up or down. Okay. Let's try to figure out what's causing this here. Can't tell, actually. It might be grid size. Okay, let's do something else real quick here. Okay, I think I just saw that link up. Yep, that is now linked. So, okay, as you see, this is now a separate. Okay, yeah, so it's just that that's too big because I made a block limit. Yes, so you can see now these are linked up. I now cannot disconnect this without breaking a block, right? So it's not these angled blocks that's the problem. It's not the merge block that's the problem. If I delete the merge block, it'll still not disconnect. Think of the merge block as a continuously welded piece, right? So this is now constantly connected and will forever be connected until I break the sliding door. So let's do that. There we go. Now the connectors are still trying to line up because you can actually line up the connectors before the merge blocks. But let me... station. Okay, now it won't move anymore. That's exactly what we needed. So, again, what you want to do is what you could do, right? You could put this, you could put a light armor block here, light armor block here. I don't know if this is air pressured. So I'm actually just gonna quickly modify this ship. Conveyor. I'll put another one there, I don't care. That is H2 Gen. I think we're all airtight in here now. So let's do a vent. For the vents, there's an air vent. Air vent full. Okay. Let's put a door here. Now, you could have every station have a sliding door, but every ship have a sliding door and every station have a half door. So that is definitely a possibility. So an offset door. So let me do that real quick. Oh no, merge block has to go down here. Okay, so that linked right up. And then over here, it won't work. Okay. Let's just put a O2 generator. Find one on my hot bar. Nope. It's just that. We'll do... Actually, we don't need a passage block. We need... Designing on the fly, not exactly the greatest trick in the book. We're going to put another offset door there just for fun. And then we will put a conveyor junction. And then a air vent hole. I believe... Yep, we're pressurized. Good. So if open this is unpressurized, close it. Oh. Close this. Pressurized. Okay. So now you can see. Oh, okay. What's caught? That's what we gotta look at. So I'm not quite sure what's caught here. Oh, you know what? This is not a ship. That's why. Okay. So it wasn't actually caught on anything. It's just I did not think about it not being a ship still. We want to do it on that. Good. And then we'll have it... I don't know why I keep turning off the... Okay. Offset door. Good. Okay. We're now... Ah. No power. No power. No power. No power. Because it's not connected. Right? Now we could just turn on the connector and then that would work, but let's just do it this way. Okay. Vented. Good. Pressurized. Open this. Close that. Good. And then close that. Pressurized. Great. Alright, so you see up here, this is obviously where air is going to escape. You could have a half block of distance between the two ships. So let's go ahead. Do this as if we're trying to do this. Okay. Don't know which one this is, but I think it's this one. Connector. Merge block. So, we're going to connect up to the ship, right? Like we have everything angled so that it should not connect permanently. Basically angle up. Oh, we got to make sure everything's on though. So that's the other thing. You can't actually see what the status of it here is. There we go. Now it's on. You can see it's actually getting caught in its magnetic suction and it is now connected. So there you go. So now let's say I didn't, so I have this pressurized, right? Open this door. And it still shows as pressurized, which I don't think that's true. Because you can see the, space right there. Huh. Okay, I guess half a block. Is that enough? I don't understand. Anyway, you open this. Oh yeah, you see, so there you go. It's not. Okay, good. But this is pressurized. We're good here. Right? So you go, okay, airlock. That door closes behind you. This door closes. Now you're on the ship. Now you're pressurized. And now you can hit turn off merge block and convert to ship. And boom. You're back in business. So this allows you to merge block up to stations without having to worry about any kind of disconnections, or if you... Honestly, this was way, way, way more important when connectors would disconnect you if you hit P, or if you had power loss, you would just disconnect and start floating off into space. But this is still useful in case you need to have merge blocks which actually do connect up and then disconnect. You always want it to have complete angled, the best way to have doors, at least in my opinion, is to have the offset doors like this, with the half block facing the wrong way. And then that way you can basically have a pressurized space, have an airlock, walk out of the pressurized space for just a moment, walk into the other side, and then airlock into the other side. That is the most efficient way to do it. Now again, you can also use, you can use the offset doors. You can also use the default game door. So this is the basic door in the game. You can use that one as well. So if you're interested, you can use any of those. The other one that you can use, you can obviously use things like hangers and stuff like that, because these don't actually cut into the or don't actually connect as well. Gates wouldn't. Okay, so if you had one side a gate and one side a normal door, that would work. But the other thing that you would need is you could use a half sliding hatch door, and you could use any other door if you want to by putting it the opposite way. The whole point here was to make it as little connection to space. So you could use like a sliding door back there, and you could have a full block and then a full block. But to get it as close as you possibly can, the only way that I know of is by having it with an offset door and an offset door, or even the normal default door, because the normal default door is actually in the center of the block. So let me show you that here real quick. So this is, a few centimeters closer, technically. The problem here with these guys, if you do it this way, is you see how this is not... Try to turn those off. You see how this is like, now you have half a block until the offset door, or the normal door? Well, with the offset door, this is fully against this block over here, and so you don't actually need anything here. You can just build normal blocks around you. You don't actually need anything here to prevent that, and you can't build that with a normal door, as you can see here. So like, I can't build anything in this block now because that door's there, so I have to actually put like a second door here. I technically don't need an airlock on this side as long as I have good pressurization, right? If that makes sense. So now in the current meta, obviously the connectors is even better than it was, and they won't disconnect even if you lose power. But if you need to merge block up, this is still very important. So hopefully that helps for people who are designing things like that. In my upcoming, or not my upcoming, but the current series that I'm running, I'm going to be building all my ships with this connector in case I want to connect my merge up. The idea there is also you could like merge two ships together, or have it on both sides and then use a ship as a station and just kind of walk through. So for example, this is a ship off the workshop that I was kind of looking at. This is supposed to be like the Morgan class. This is the Morgan class Vanilla. It's actually pretty small compared to the other ones I've seen. I've seen some that are like, 6 times this size or more, which is absolutely massive. But the idea here is this isn't built at all like the Expanse would be, right? This is just literally a connector. Your cockpit's on the outside, so you just fly to it with a jetpack. So this ship is actually not at all kind of what I'm going to build. I'm going to be building ones with actual like having to walk, and jetpacks and all that stuff aren't really going to be usable. So I do like this design. It's actually a really nice version of the ship that actually kind of works in Expanse lore and in Space Engineers lore. So anyway, enough about that. We're talking about doors. So yeah, so this is what I would do if I'm connecting ships up. The other thing with the merge block that it allows is it allows you to actually walk between the grids without it merging up. So think about it this way. If you had, for example, a light armor panel, or if you had a, what is it called? Graded catwalk, right? You're like, okay, I'm on the catwalk on the outside of the ship. I'm walking to the next ship, right? And you had a merge block somewhere else. So let's say you had a merge block down here, right? So let me just build that real quick to merge the ships up, right? And you wanted it a temporary merge. Well, now what's going to happen is you're going to permanently seal your ships together. Even if I disconnect that merge block, it's not going anywhere because now you have a graded catwalk connected together, right? You literally would need to cut the graded catwalk and then you can do it again. So that's why I use the merge block, because the merge block you can connect together and walk from piece to piece. Even if they're not actually merged, you can use the connector to merge and you can walk between the merge blocks without having any problems. And if it does connect together, you can disconnect and fly away. You have to obviously convert back into a ship, and that can take some time and be fun and all that shit, but it is actually quite possible and quite easy. I never liked having to so for example, if you're trying to connect between two ships, right? I'll give you an example of what I've never liked here. So people will build a ship and it'll have like this over top of like a connector or whatever. And so you'll walk out of the ship and you'll walk across this catwalk and you'll come to another ship's catwalk, and then either it's like a half on one side, half on the other, and you're very close, but you're not quite close enough. And you literally either will step off, and so you won't actually be able to like walk from one to the other, or you'll fly off into space unless you use a jetpack. So it's just not a good solution. You definitely can do it. It's just not the best. I think merge blocks are kind of the best block to do that. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Hopefully it was very interesting and helpful. From now on, I'm basically going to build all my large grid ships in with this type of grid. Yeah, so anybody, I hope you enjoy.